Did she have an impact today? New South Wales City get us underway. Our final game feature on day 4 of the NRL Harvey Norman Women's Championships. New South Wales City and the Queensland Rubies.
12, hands off now. Hold square.
Only one can remain undefeated. We saw a draw in our previous game. For a moment I thought that was going to be a judge to knock on, but they didn't get out of the markers, and that'll be an early penalty.
Yeah, not the best start within the first 30 seconds that you'd want for the New South Wales team. And we'll see what the Rubies can sort of capitalise on a penalty so early on in this first half.
Well, there will be some nerves about, obviously a big occasion, plenty of eyes on this game, watching across Australia and New Zealand. Thanks for your company wherever you are tuning in from. Jacinta Carter, mentioned in our opener. So impressive with her carry. Sua as well. And Kite. Sneak out a dummy half though is Colch. Looking for first points if they can find it on their opening set, as Jorgensen shows it. Brought down at the line. They send it to the left. Korea Ratu chiming in. Spent some time at fullback yesterday. It is the fullback, Minna Sinapati. Now Colch. Passes sticking as they look to promote the footy. Play it 10 out from the line here on the last. Play down a short side with Jorgensen. Got them stretched if they put it through their hands. They just need to get it wide. They will score. Sienna Lang touches down. They're going to say forward pass though.
I am excited to see this replay because that was a sensational play from up here, but obviously we're not level with the touchy, so we can't see the forward pass, but we'll see it here.
Had the overlap. They knew they had to get it wide. What are your thoughts? I think that looked a little forward.
Maybe it's just because I'm a Queenslander, I didn't see it, but interesting to see now. We'll see the defence. I think that was a lovely play. Obviously, if they could have executed that without a forward pass, that would have been 4 points on the board.
I think they'll be pleased, though, with their opening. They've shifted it numerous times in that set and found a way through New South Wales City. So, a little unlucky not to have the lead. Here's Tuanui racing through. Been such a star for them. This forward pack of New South Wales City is just so hard to handle. Now they roll forward as they put it through their hands and get expensive. This one coming to the ball nicely. 3 minutes in. Kicking behind from Bamblett. Is this going to sit up? It does. Great bounce for New South Wales City. They'll get a drop out.
Really great pressure and a great set from New South Wales City, just getting them straight up the field and forcing that in goal as well for the Rubies.
Adam Santarossa and Alex Durante here with you at commentary. Thanks for your company. Korea Ratu takes the drop out to a neat, difficult one for them to contend with. Eventually Smythe will bring it back. So 20 up from the line. Here is Tuanui again. Met solidly. Pumps the legs and gets them 5 out. Do they make them pay immediately for that missed chance at the other end? To Latina, wrapping around is Williams. Here's Weeks. She'll finish this one off. A try scorer all tournament long adds another to her list. And New South Wales City, they have first points.
That was looking awfully dangerous on that left edge, and they've just capitalised off it with Grace Weeks going straight over the line. I think she might be nursing a little bit of an injury as she comes. Might be something in her side, potentially a rib or a pulled muscle. Looks like she was in a little bit of pain as we see this replay again.
Well, familiar name, Grace Lee Weeks, and she's putting it up in lights so far this tournament. Sister of Manly Seagull, K.O. Weeks. Granddaughter of ex-NRL player Jeff Weeks as well. But as I said, making her own name in this tournament and impressing many. They have their first try.
She's just getting checked by the Met as well. As we see in the replay, I think she might have gotten a little bit rolled with the Rubies. So maybe something in the abdomen or a rib. She looked a little bit uncomfortable with the grounding.
Yeah, I think some strained knees, inadvertent, as the desperate Ruby's defence tried to prevent her from scoring.
And there she is there, just having a nice little assess as we see New South Wales go for the conversion.
Difficult conversion attempt. Penned into the sideline. Not bad connection from Kapua, but waved away. So remains 4 points to nil.
What an action-packed first half we have here. Only 6 minutes in with 4 points on, but it's been very evenly matched, and with a great try from Grace Lee Weeks to start us off for the points.
Well, this is the showcase of Women's Rugby League and the future of Women's Rugby League, and well, what we've seen already, our third game here today, back-to-back across the 4 days, but even these 3 matches on day 4, haven't we seen some exceptional rugby league? There's more to come. Long way to go in this one. Tuanei with her third charge.
15 off now. Hold.
Proved so hard to handle this tournament. It's Carter, who's thought was injured for a moment, but getting back now. They muscle up in defence, the Rubies. Been relatively mistake-free early from both sides, pleasing the coaches. To an E again. Do have the Queensland Women's Origin team here today. I saw Kylie Hilda below our broadcast position, so plenty of eyes on this one in both camps.
Yeah, and there certainly should be. You can see the talent in some of these women who are as young as 18, 19 as well. So you can't imagine what they're going to be like in the next few years if this is their starting point.
Penalty coming. They tried to strip it out. You heard our officials say 2 in the tackle.
It was a bit cheeky, but there certainly was 2 in that tackle. So we'll see a penalty with Shantae to kick. And another young gun to watch out for. She plays for Souths in Brisbane. So we have a lot of these young girls who are playing BMD on display today as well.
Front foot here. Wait for the tap.
And a good crowd has come out to see it all. Our final day here at UWA Park.
You've actually got to tap with your foot. You can't just put it on the mat.
Well, you heard it there. You've actually got to tap with your foot. Great direction there from our ref. Maybe a little bit of a learning curve. I think the Rubies were eager to get started.
17
This game's settling down a little. I mentioned the nerves. Not officially playing for a championship in this game, but you do have a team of the tournament, a player of the tournament up for grabs as well, and pride certainly on the line for both as they want to stake claims for an under-19 Origin spot. Do want to get one up over their interstate rivals and show they're the best team here at the Carnival. Hint of a forward pass, and it is.
Couple of mistakes they probably didn't want to see. I think the coach might be probably a little bit upset with those couple of forward passes. Not what you want to see at this sort of level of football. But sometimes it is hard to judge when you're out there. It's hot as well. The sun's in your eyes, but we'll see a replay.
It's been a physical few days.
Shantae might just be a little bit too keen off the line. I think she just wants the ball. She's gone a little bit in front to receive the ball.
So it does turn possession back to New South Wales City. We've mentioned, given these 20-minute halves, that once you do get behind in terms of field position, it can take time to turn things around. They've gone behind on the scoreboard, the Rubies. That's a knock on though. Contact forces it out. 2 it was.
It's exactly what they wanted here, the Queensland Rubies, and probably quite the opposite of what the New South Wales City women wanted right now.
Can pay a price for your mistakes, given the short nature of these halves as Sewer plays it. Well, they were over the try line last time they were up this end of the field. Ordered forward pass that time. Can they strike back here? Minosinapati takes it to the line. Fisher Pearson fights her way over the 20. How slick they looked in that opening movement. Unlucky not to have points as Teo gets bent backwards. A little slow to play it as well. Play down the right-hand side. Bettridge takes it to the line. Nice ball. Tough to handle for Fisher-Pearson, but did it well. No, she did lose it given the contact.
Yeah, it was a bit tough for her, I think, to handle it. She did well just to ground, but it was up near her head, so I think it's almost an impossible one to ground.
So about halfway through our first half here. Game 3. Final game of the Harvey Norman NRL Women's Championship. Both sides looking to make some changes. You see Asua on screen there in jersey number 16. Watch for the impact she makes. Been adding so much punch off the bench all tournament.
3, standing square. Hold here, 17, hold.
Giving breathers to the likes of Tuaniti and Kapua, who also have impressed Pasikala as well. Scored probably the try of the tournament. She went 70 metres on day one. Here's Dewey. She has 3 tries. She gets off her wing to try to help out some forwards. Tuaniti. Rolling through the middle, tried to offload into a forward pass. They might have them stretched here. And they'll come back to it. And correct decision in my eyes there to Tuaniti. Just a little hasty. Trying to promote the footy.
Just stay standing. Okay.
Here's the replay. The next is Tuaniti just bundling off Sua. Got the offload away, but it was a forward pass in the end. So it's another set, finishing early.
Yeah, and probably a little bit of fatigue starting to kick in well. It's the final day, final game, and the middle of the day as well. So the conditions, while they are lovely, it is hot out there for those women.
Asua getting physical. I mentioned the impact she makes off the bench. Here she is again, the 16. It's manhandling. Lopum Maua. Could play the ball. Has them on the front foot again. Strong tackle down low though from Chelsea Makira. Kuriaratu takes it to the line. They'll spin it out to the left. Charging onto it. Kuriaratu once more. Just dummies and takes the contact. It's forced out to Anei. Getting physical. Aiming up in defence. It's day 4 and they're still providing the hits.
That was a hit and a half, I think, from the Rubies.
You can hear the wax. Could play the ball by Fusi. Has them on the front foot. Asua.
Solid tackle from Malele Su'a as well.
Well, Tuaniti's not getting tired. How many times has she been hot in the footy? They're going to say that's a strip. There were 2 in the tackle. And they could pay a price for that.
Yeah, Riley not too happy with that decision, but as we'll see in the replay, there were certainly 2 of them in there.
See what she's saying, Jorgensen, but Colch may have just had a finger on.
Yeah, I think she might have had a hand or a body part on her.
Tuaniti run, flat pass at the line. They had the first try. Can they add a second here? Talatena. Williams has to go back and tidy this one up. Important period this for the Rubies as we tick into the final 6 minutes of this first half. Jackson, good footwork. Still she tries to edge that closer to the try line. She'll be tackled 5 out from it. Maybe a chance at dummy half through Makira. Last tackle now. Talatena wanted it, little sloppy coming out, and the Rubies are going to pounce. Not quite the execution we would expect from these sides, but given the occasion.
Yeah, and I think, again, it might be the fatigue setting in. 5 minutes left. It's a bit different, this game, to how we've seen them play throughout the carnival. So I think the nerves would have been gone by now, so I think it might be fatigue forcing a few of these little errors.
Been played at a fairly intense pace too, so factor that in as well as the contact we've seen. Setting the stage nicely though for that under-19 Origin series I spoke about. Determining those sides to win the tackle that time, so penalty will go the way of the Rubies. Both sides make some interchanges, try to freshen the troops up with just over 4 minutes remaining.
Almost 3 in that tackle, I think. A little bit cheeky, but we'll see. Ball back in the Rubies' hands now, which we haven't seen for a while. So this will be good to see what the Queensland team can do.
Virginia Kitte. Both she and Carter have been really strong in the forward pack for the Rubies. Play down a short side, Kitte again. Second charge of this set. Still have a roll on forward. Numbers here on the right. Lovely short ball at the line of Bettridge. If they can promote the footy, they should answer back. They get there in scrambling defence though. Well, Tuilagi couldn't get clear. Oh, Kitte didn't know too much about it. Just that composure lacking that time for the Rubies.
Another error, I think, at a really critical time. That would be the third one down this end, Adam, that they've made the mistake on. And New South Wales just forcing the error.
Well, they're being helped by another knock on here by Tui this time.
As I say that, we see a forced error for the New South Wales City. So ball back in hand. I'd love to see a completed set. If not completed, a try would be nice for the Queensland team. They've been down this end a lot this first half, but we haven't seen too many points to reflect that.
So inside the final 3 minutes, if you are just joining us, New South Wales City 4, with the Queensland Rubies 0. Have been over the try line, the Rubies. In the opening couple of minutes of this first half. It was called back for a forward pass though.
This will be their 5th attempt down this end in the first half. A lot more attempts than New South Wales City have had down their end, but they just can't seem to complete.
Colch. Ratu at the line. Sewer pumping the legs. They get numbers across City to deny her. Play it quickly. Colch might have a look from dummy half. Here's Ratu. Jorgensen chopped down. Strong tackle by Pasikala. A little slow in getting off City. Bettridge, flat ball. Last tackle here. Lined out to the right. I'll go in that direction. Bettridge can take it to the line. Too much on that one. All Weeks played at it.
I think she touched it. This might be a dropout.
It certainly will be. Try to get out of the way given the venom that was on that kick.
And you mentioned the flat ball, and I think that might be one of the teething issues with this Queensland team and why they're having so many forward passes. There's just not a lot of depth in their plays right now.
So dropout taken. About 90 seconds left in this first half. The Rubies want to find a way across the try line. Kitte does well. Bouncing off and promoting the footy. Now Carter loses it.
Oh, you just don't want to see it. And you can see her there, Carter just telling the girls to slow down. And I think that's exactly the right word of, the right thing to say is just slow it down.
Both sides will enjoy the halftime break in about 50 seconds. A chance to just settle things, find their composure again. It is often hard to find in the cauldron that is this deciding game.
And especially when you've only got 20 minutes and a half, it does make you rush and sort of want to put points early on, but it's just so important to slow the play down and make sure you do it right.
Field position is hard to come by at times in these shortened games, so you're right, that haste to find points when you do get the chance. City, could they strike in the closing moments of this first half? Pool A winners versus Pool B winners, both 3 from 3 this tournament so far. Halftime siren about to sound. It's been physical stuff, and it is setting it up for a bumper second half here as we look to find a winner in this one. Our final game of the Harvey Norman NRL Women's Championship remains in the balance. Only one try in that first half. It was Grace Lee Weeks that found it. New South Wales City lead 4 points to 0. We'll find a comfortable spot because we have a big 20 to go.
Last 20 of the tournament as well. I think this is probably going to be the biggest 20 minutes we can expect. And straight out of the gate, New South Wales City just charging up.
Well, time to empty the tank for both sides. I mentioned no official championship for grabs, but they want to be the best side. Only one can remain undefeated. Tense stuff in this second half as Talitena just turns it inboard. Pasikala will play it. Mistakes did cost both sides in that first half. They just want to be clean here as Bullman had to reach for that one. Wrestled onto her back. Plays it on halfway. Talitena, player I spoke of, again gets that arm free. The second phase all of a sudden for City. Kapua. Plays it on the last. Twaniti wanted it. Sienna Williams finally back to Talitena. They put it through the hands. The 5'8" through the line. She might do it herself here. Minnesota. She had support on the outside. She couldn't get there. So an early moment for City. The Rubies survive.
Well, I think that was a really great first set and exactly probably what they wanted coming off first half, just setting the tone for what will be an enthralling 20 minutes in this second half.
Well, there's some strong defence from New South Wales City. It's been a cornerstone of their work across the 4 days. Do have a Rubies player down, given the contact. Have a look at the replay. Driving defence.
Hard to see with the post in the way, but she might have copped something to the face or the head.
So we'll take a pause here as both sides get a chance to talk it over. We'll recap what we've seen today in our games. We saw Ahika Aotearoa convincing winners over South Australia, their second win of the tournament. And First Nations Gems and New South Wales Emerging Country played out a 10-all draw. Thrilling affair. There have been sides that, for whatever reason, they're involved in some absolute thrillers throughout this tournament. Both won and lost games after the siren. Tight stuff in this one.
And it looks like the Rubies might be warming up some of their players that were on the bench to bring a little bit of relief to the forward pack and a little bit more energy, I think, in this second half, which might be what they need now. But we still have the medic on the field, just making sure our players, obviously their health is paramount, the most important thing, and she's standing, which is always a positive, but I think they might just be doing a little bit of a check to make sure she's okay to play. We might see her subbed off in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, hopefully no major injuries, given the workload we've seen. Their fourth game in 4 days.
And it looks like she will be taken off and she'll be replaced with Fisher Pearson coming on for the Rubies.
Definitely looking like a forearm injury, so major blow for the Rubies. Trinity Vioitu looks to be playing no further part in this one. So just under 16 minutes remaining as we try to find a winner Rubies fighting out of their own end in the second half. They've just survived the test from City. Korea Ratu kicking. There's no one really back there. Sienna Williams looking to get across. It sits up nicely, but Tuolagi just couldn't keep it in.
That would have been impressive if she did. What vision, though, from their playmaker, Shantae, kicking early with a fantastic chase to follow, but just stepping on that sideline.
So City want to be mistake-free here. Grace Lee Weeks, the try scorer. She is the difference on the scoreboard at the moment. Just 4 points to nil. Low-scoring affair in a side that both have not struggled to find points across this championships. Nice scoot out of dummy half from Makira to Aniti. Just breaking through the line. Try to get that right arm free. Quick play of the ball has them rolling forward again. Pasikala charging. She's going to go all the own here. Pasikala. Well, she had try of the tournament already secured from her efforts on day one. She was unstoppable there. New South Wales City have a second. Amelia Pasikala just unstoppable.
We'll see the replay now. And a solid run from Alexis to start off. 25 metres out now. And Pasikala just taking... I'm not sure what really happened with the Queensland Rubies. There was some sort of breakdown there. But she took it, she turned around and she was just as happy, I think, to score that try. You can see it, but a solid effort and a solid run, probably beating off about 6 Rubies.
Well, she scored a 65-metre effort on day one. That's going to be alongside it in terms of the highlights of this one. All smiles, massive future for her. Alexis Tuaniti sparked it with the offload and they just rolled forward, and the massive dummy from Pasikala opened it up, and they have a second try.
I think a bit of a blow losing a player to injury as well. Obviously it affects the team quite a bit, so hopefully they can sort of switch back on and not let any more tries come through, because we've only got minutes left in this second half.
Ali Bullman going through her goal kicking routine. She looks to extend this lead out by a couple of more points. Difficult kick. Slight breeze to contend with as well. This one not going to have the leg, so waved away. Remains 8 points to nil. Try to Pasikala, just stretches the lead that little bit more.
New South Wales City all set up and ready to go. They've really switched on this second half, but I don't think the Rubies can really afford to let any more points come through.
Well, both were made to fight for their victories yesterday. Not as comfortable wins as they enjoyed in the opening 2 days, and this one remains in the balance. Is that a knock on? It is. No, it will come back. Kapua it was. Put it down off the kickoff and just inviting the Rubies in again.
A solid boot as well she has on her, as we'll see in the replay here.
A huge chance for the Rubies to find their first try. Been over the line previously. Bettridge pokes through. Lined out to the right. They go in that direction. Footwork at the line from Nicholson. Watch for Emma Barnes out of dummy half. Had a double in their second game from there. Kite, Carter, forwards combining. City's defence aiming up. Big moment in this game. Korea Ratu. Short ball, Sewer footwork. Get it wide, they'll score! Taylor Sykes touches down. The Rubies answer straight back.
think Sykes might have taken a little bit of a hit to the head. Seems to be something happening in that left corner where the try scorer is. We saw it with Weeks get a little bit of a knock as well. And now Sykes, but I'm excited to see that replay. They finally were able to capitalise and complete a mistake and a penalty. We saw it in the first half, didn't go their way, and we'll finally see it here, Adam.
I mentioned the work in this tournament of Jacinta Carter, but Sue is another that's impressed. Korea Ratu knew they had them short. And it's Sue that attracted it. Sykes had to finish it off, and yeah, just accidental knee afterwards.
That's it, it happens, the unfortunate knee. There's no ill harm, obviously, intended, and I think Sykes is up and she looks fine, but obviously not what you want once you put 4 points on. But we'll have Riley, going for the conversion, and if she gets it, there'll only be 2 points in it. That's how quickly this sort of carnival footy turns around.
Important conversion in this one. Difficult angle, but not for Jorgensen. Puts it straight through, so 8 points to 6. Game on. 9 minutes remaining in this one. New South Wales City putting on some fresh players to try to spark them in this closing moments. Pottinger and Patu coming on.
I think New South Wales City were probably pretty confident with an 8-point lead, but that's just gone down to 2 in a matter of minutes.
It's Kapua's kickoff that's allowed to bounce. They want to get on this one. Minnesota. Carter met by 3 of them. Ratu, real influence on this game as she steers around her side. Carter again, strong carry up to the 40, second of the set for her. Forwards doing their job, both Carter and Kite, as they have all championship long. Korea Ratu shows it, just pokes through the line. Last tackle. Barnes provides the service. Jorgensen hangs it up. Test here for Sienna Williams. It swirled around. She did a great job, though, under it. Immediately pounced on as well. Oh, and that's a terrible pass out of dummy half, and they hand possession to the Rubies.
Oh, not a mistake they could afford to make, not with 2 points in it. And we've seen how deadly the Rubies can be when they're this close to their line.
Jorgensen just swats defenders away. Bamblett getting back to set their line. Looking shaky here, City. Korea Ratu. Oh, almost an intercept. They had the numbers to the left. There was an urgency from Korea Ratu, but went to ground.
Could have gone either way there. I think if she didn't intercept it, it could have been a try, but she's knocked it on, so it'll still be the Rubies' ball anyway.
Yeah, it's Debbie Dewey that got a hand to it. 3 tries this championship. How quickly things can turn.
Yeah, it's carnival tournament football, and that's the difference, I guess, is that it can change so quickly, particularly with these 20-minute halves. Just anything can happen, and that's why it's not over till the buzzer goes.
We saw a draw in the game just before this one. The runners-up of each pool clashing. And the Rubies hit the front for the first time. Bettridge, Suez met solidly. Strong defence. They need it most. New South Wales City. Still plenty of time left in this one. Need to withstand the pressure though. The New South Wales side. Minnesota Patty with some footwork close to the line. Quick play the ball here. Barnes promotes it to Bettridge.
Oh, solid defence, pushing them back a solid 5 metres there as well.
It's Korea Ratu starting to have an influence more and more in this game.
Yes, he seemed to have found her feet, I think, a little bit more as the game's progressed.
Barnes has a look at a dummy half. 2 tries from there yesterday. They stop her just centimetres short. Last tackle now. Bettridge kicking, taken by City. Grace Lee Weeks.
I think that was probably one of the best sets we've seen from the Queensland Rubies. 5 metres out from the try line. And just minutes left in this second half now.
A gripping 5 minutes remaining in this. Game well and truly up for grabs. Both sides have gone 3 for 3 so far this tournament. Smythe with a good carry. To Aniti, as she has all day. Another run from her. Plays it quickly. Last tackle now. Trying to find a kicker. Talatena to do that. Sinapati races onto it.
She's got speed. Sienna Minno Sinapati. I think that is a name that we will hear again and again in the future.
She's got poise under the high ball as well. Made that look easy.
She makes it all look easy, and for someone as young as she is, I think she's got a very big career ahead of her.
Sienna Lane pumping the legs to the 30-metre line. She's just twisted awkwardly in that tackle. They are rolling forward with ease as City players just get bundled off, and its markers weren't square, so it's a penalty to the Rubies.
A few penalties we've seen in both halves that New South Wales City have given away, and we've only seen a couple of them actually capitalised on from the Rubies, hoping this might be one of them.
Well, it's another wave from the Rubies they're going to have to contend with. They're going to have a shot at goal here to stretch this lead to 4 points.
I think we might be seeing a tie. I have every faith in front of the post. She got a cracking conversion to have 2 points off. So I think that Riley might be in with a couple more points here.
So to square this one up, we did see a draw in our earlier game. Our first of this carnival. Across the 4 days, Jorgensen being fairly reliable with her shots at goal across the Harvey Norman NRL Women's Championship. Good strike. No mistake, we are tied up. 8 apiece. 2.5 minutes remaining. Strap yourselves in for this finish.
How the tables have turned. We saw New South Wales City with a dominating lead in the first half, but tournament football, you can't rule anyone out until that final buzzer goes. Riley Jorgensen making herself known with another 2 points. And we have a draw with 2 minutes left. This is exciting, Adam.
Well, it took us 4 days to see a draw. We may see 2 of them in back-to-back games. Field goal's an option as well. Script writer, you've done a great job again.
Yeah, literally out of our seats for this one. 2 minutes left for the final game of the National Championships out at Burleigh. Let's see what these women have got left in the tank.
No official title up for grabs, as I've mentioned, but try telling the players that. They want to win this one. They want bragging rights. It's the Rubies with the footy. They need to be clean with just about 90 seconds remaining. Can they get close to maybe attempt a field goal or a try? Ratu has a fair boot on her. They're going to get expansive. Jorgensen starting to be a real factor in this game. They roll on forward again. Last tackle now. They send it high and put this back 5 under pressure. Bettridge will do that. Rolls it in behind. There's a chase coming. It takes a wicked bounce. Not dealt with by Williams. Have they pounced on it, the Rubies? They'll claim the try. They'll say knock on. They'll come out to the 20. No, they're going to say it's a dropout.
Oh, this is just an epic finish here. We've got 45 seconds left, and we've seen what the Rubies can do under pressure. Will we see another 4 points put on the New South Wales City?
Borman goes long. Bettridge tidies it up. Charging forward is Tato. About 20 seconds. Do they think field goal now? We'll take one more tackle. Tato again. 15 seconds remaining. Hearts fluttering around UAA Park. They want the try and win it emphatically. Barnes out of dummy half. They're lined out to the left. They put it through the hands. Final siren. Kick in behind. City do the mopping up. We're going to end level. No golden point in this tournament. It ends a draw. And as I said, we waited 4 days for our first. We've seen two back-to-back. What a thriller it's been. A heart-stopping finish. And, well, rather sportingly, both sides will end things here on a level pegging. They can't split them after 4 days of the Harvey Norman NRL Women's Championship. Both sides came in 3 from 3. They'll remain that way. Penalty goal late from Jorgensen has it at 8-all, but, well, what an affair.